Love you,
All right, love
Crust.
you.
Well, hello and welcome back. Today we're making cheesecake. This is the first time I've ever made this recipe. I've only ever made no-bake cheesecakes. That's in an upcoming video for you. We're going to go ahead and get started. So my recipe calls for a cup of flour. Oh look, my oven's come to temperature. 400 degrees, it beeped, it's done. Combining our flour, stir it up. Stirred. I'm gonna cut in the butter. Oh, look at that, nice melted off. I use softened butter. Yeah. It says to do with pastry blender. 2 knives. I do a fork because it has to get crumbly. So I find that like smooshing the butter in with the fork gives me that same idea as using a pastry blender. So who needs a pastry blender? Tips and tricks for the home baker. Use a fork. There you go. I think that is how my mom does it too. I don't know, I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure that's how she does it.
I use a fork. Yeah, because we didn't have a fancy tool. We did the old way with the fork.
She's my favorite home baker. I feel like we have more control with a fork. Ramble about the fork. Butter, crumb. Probably could have done this in the stand mixer if you have the tools. Yeah, I'm just looking for crumbly. What do you think, guys? Crumbly? I mean, I'm calling that crumbly. Today's scenario, we're going for crumbly. Crumbly enough for the home baker. All right, add beaten egg yolk and vanilla and mix well using fingers. That seems barbaric. All right. And a half teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, I know it said fork, but it's egg yolk, guys. It's yuck. This looks like it's, okay, I'm gonna have to use my fingers, guys. It's not always a favorite, but in this situation, I get what we're doing here. Okay, so the next step for this is I'm gonna use a third of this, and we're going to form it on here. So I'm gonna just take these little bits, and I'm gonna just a very thin crust, really. So what is your favorite topping for cheesecake? Generally, as a kid, Mom made always just no-bake cheesecake. No-bake cheesecake. Cherry pie filling on top. Easy, right? How easy is it to find that? I'm gonna go put this in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes and start the cheesecake mixture. The next thing to do is to butter the sides of the Springform pan. Just hi, bumper bumper stomper boo. We don't use margarine or other things. We use butter. Tip these butter wrappers. I just fold it up on itself, and then I have a little Ziploc bag in the freezer, and I keep a few around for such occasions. This still has a bit of butter on it. Just stuff it in the freezer. Done. Now I have to assemble this. So assemble the mold. Assemble the mold. Aha! Success. Okay. First day with my new Springform pan. Let's see what we can do. Now I gotta just apparently gonna smoosh this in an even layer up the sides of the pan, and then this just bakes along with the cheesecake. So neat. And so just remember that it's just like egg and flour and sugar, vanilla, just kind of like it's basically a cookie, guys. So you know what that means. There's a hack right there, isn't it? Tips and trick. Just use your sugar cookie base, your slice and bake log from my other video. And you can just basically slice a bunch of cookies off, line a pan or like a pie plate even, and just cook them for like 10 or 15 minutes. I mean, a little cheesecake mixture on top of a sugar cookie. That'd be pretty good too. Oh, the things you could do, guys. All right, I've got that done. We have the cream cheese, so I'm gonna go ahead and cream it, and then I guess we're gonna add the sugar and flour and salt and vanilla after it's creamed. So I'm gonna go ahead and cream the cream cheese. Make sure everything's well incorporated. Cheesecake is not one of those ones you want to make on a hot day, but one of those things that you want to have on a hot day. All things going to plan. You make this on a cold day, you know, not doing anything during the COVIDs. You freeze it. Oh, I do love a dessert you can freeze and bring out at a moment's notice. Tip, if I'm not in the mood, but I want to have a good dessert, at least I've got one. The plan now is to go ahead and add eggs. I think one at a time. Yep. Beating well after each addition, then the cream, and then I pour it into the crust and bake. Guys, this is like, doesn't take long. I feel like this is really easy. I mean, because even if you had a hand mixer, this is still going to be, it's like making a big cookie and cream cheese icing. I think we can do this. Everyone should be able to do this. Well, maybe not should, but at least you could try. Egg number 3. Okay, I'm just going to scrape down the sides of the bowl before I give it one final good mix. This looks really good. We're going to go ahead and put our cream cheese mixture into our Springform pan. Oh, that looks so good. I'm going to stick my tongue out, guys, because if you don't stick your tongue out, are you even doing the job right at all? I'm just going to smooth it out and bake it up, guys. That's cheesecake, if I ever saw it. An unbaked cheesecake that needs to be baked. This is it. I've now seen one in real life. Let's put it in the oven. Go ahead and turn down the oven to 375. I'm going to go ahead and bake the cheesecake for 45 minutes or until the center is cooked. And then we're going to remove it from the oven, cool it on the rack, chill for a while or overnight. Here we go, into the oven. We're just going to go with, okay. Can you see that? Can you see that? 45. 45. 45. All right, we'll be back soon. Well, we have made a cheesecake. Now, as you can see, I've gotten cracks. From what I understand, cracks are bad. But from what I also understand is sauce is good. And sauce will fill in the cracks. And yum, more sauce in my cheesecake. This has to cool here before I remove the sides. Once the sides are removed, I'm going to chill overnight. And then we'll have a cheesecake tomorrow. I have a cheesecake in my house, and that's better than no cheesecake in my house. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.